Okay, so now that the doctoral journey is over, and we talked a little bit about post-doc work, right? Like I remember when I was done with the dissertation, I was like, I never want to write another piece of academic anything ever again. I will write a blog post, I will write an Instagram post, but like it, and it has been, 7 or 8 years since I have had to. So that's really good. But so postdoc work, because I know that you're doing some other things as well. How are you incorporating everything that you've learned into some of these entrepreneurial ventures that you're moving into now?
Okay, so first thing I want to say is I'm so new that I don't want to write my name. But eventually I'll
Right.
get into some other things.
Right.
But the way that I'm incorporating it, it's actually given me a lot more focus in my
Mm,
entrepreneurial endeavors.
mm,
Before, I knew that I wanted to work with Black women, and I knew that I wanted to help Black women develop that self-awareness so that
yeah.
could lead to self-care, so that it could lead to self-empowerment.
Yeah.
And now there's such a focus because I understand a lot more in depth the things that research shows about,
Mm,
the ways stressors impact, well, let me say that differently, the ways all of the things that we deal with lead to stress and how those stressors lead to health issues.
mhm.
And my sincere desire, like I have when you say passion, I feel like that's too light of a word to describe the way that I want to help Black women like back into that self-care journey so that we can
Mm,
start alleviating some of those diagnoses that we get at such an alarming rate. So right now, again, like you've mentioned, I'm super, super new at it. So I don't have anything to say, oh, and this is what I did right here.
mhm.
But I am incorporating as I'm restructuring, rebuilding, kind of foundating, I like to make up words, as I'm
Found dating.
refoundating my business. A lot of that is being incorporated, the research. So now I have a lot more why
That's
to
good.
what I'm doing, and I communicate that a lot more openly when I'm doing all of these different entrepreneurial things.
And it feels good too, like to have like that solid empirical
Yeah.
data to be able to back up the things that you're saying as an entrepreneur. And why I love highly educated people in the space of entrepreneurship, especially as coaches or consultants, as leaders, is because there is an element of authority that's not just like, well, this is what I did and how I did it. Like, this is
Right.
actually, hey, I had conversations with dozens of people. I have looked at the research. Like, this is actually what we're seeing as a trend, what we're seeing,
Absolutely.
in terms of things that are beside just my own personal experience. So that's why I love having these conversations. So, yay.
Absolutely.